about solar? I've seen you argue a little bit with people about solar. You know, intuitively to somebody that may not know the struggles that you face and what your needs are, maybe someone might think solar is a good idea because it's like you put it in and then it creates power. But as you mentioned, it rains a lot there. Does anybody in your area use solar power? Is that something that's common? Have you looked at using solar power? Just your thoughts on solar.
Yeah, we've had a solar panel, I think, for over 10 years. We don't use it anymore because we have electricity. Electricity is reliable, like the grid, it's quite reliable, although it's not as reliable as in the US. Uh, so my thoughts on solar. Solar. Okay, in Germany, an example, solar works for, I think, for about 12% of the it works for 12% of the total time. Like if you have 24 hours, so 12% of 24, that's when we have the sun. So that's when the solar is, is producing electricity. In places like my home, I think it's about 25%. So it's working 25% of the time. If somebody told you you need solar, even if solar was 100% efficient, the sun is going to light for about 30% or 25% of the time. And that means you need another reliable energy source, electricity source. For us, luckily in Kenya, we have a lot of geo, we have a lot of hydro, and the two are going to work miracles for us because like we have a big potential. We have about 20 gigawatts for each, I think, something of the sort. So like we right now we are at 3 gigawatts. Like we have a lot of it, and it's quite cheap. But the problem is now the government of Kenya is being pushed by countries like Germany, mostly Europe and the US, and they are setting up wind farms. Like we have the biggest wind farm in Africa, and our government boasts about brags about that. But if you look at it from the past, like for the past 1 year, we've had our electricity prices have been increasing. I think they have almost doubled. So we're getting electricity at 20 cents per kilowatt hour. I think that's the almost actually it's more expensive than you guys, what you guys pay for electricity in the US. And that's not a good thing because we are very poor, although we use so little electricity. So when people say solar and wind, no, it's not going to work. Even wind turbines they work about 30% of the time because wind doesn't blow every time. And that's a big problem. A good example is Germany. Germany, they have used more than 500 billion euros. And if you look at like they're burning a lot of coal today. They're burning a lot of coal. They have no alternative. They shut down their last nuclear power plant. It's not going to, they're going to suffer anyway. So solar and wind, no.